How's it going? Do you like going to the beach? Yay! The beach! Filled with sand, sun, and surf. But you know what other kind of beach there is? The kind of beach that stands in place for the B word. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot to say about a certain beach. A beach named Jon Jones. This little beach. Oh, oh boy. This beach be running around pretending to be the goat. I don't know about you, but goats are head-on types of animals. Kinds of creatures that move forward, attacking head-on problems that are in their way, or they alternatively run up mountainsides and hide along walls. But that's not the point. The point is, a goat is supposed to be the greatest of all time, not a coward who ducks. And that is what we are getting today. A duck. Someone who hides in the water, head below the surface, trying to avoid the real greats, like Tom Aspinall. This fucking Jon Jones dude, I've been watching him for 15 years now. Maybe longer than that. And if you've been in the sport that long, if you've been watching as long as I have, I think I was ending my time training in mixed martial arts when he was just getting into title contention after he'd beaten up Stephen Bonner. And this fucking guy, man. Let me just run it back for you. The guy has beaten the who's who of light heavyweights. He did this. I better turn this off. He did this by being taller and stronger than everyone else. Now, no one can take that away from him. It's an excellent thing to have longer reach, taller height, better technique, being smarter. These are things you can't take away from a guy. He is all of these things. But one thing you can't teach a man is to have honor. That's something that seems to be an innate quality. You can't really improve on it. As evidenced by the fact that Jon Jones has never improved his level of honor. He's had every opportunity to do so. I've never heard it come out of his mouth. I just want to stand and bang with the guy. I just want to stand and bang with... Of course not. Of course not. Jon Jones is too smart for that. It's for the same reason that Jon Jones does not want to fight people like Tom Aspinall or anyone he hasn't had a long time to sit and study. Evidenced by the fact that on 8 days' notice, a man that he had beaten squarely into the ground, embarrassed, almost as if the kid was beating up a little child. Chael Sonnen. And 8 days' notice, he walked off, refused to fight the guy. What? What? Did you see how he manhandled him in the actual fucking fight? Dear God! He tore him apart! But he wouldn't fight him on 8 days' notice. Because he was afraid that there was something about him he had not analyzed yet. So he tanked an entire UFC event. They couldn't even find something else to do. They couldn't find some other guys to come along and fill the spot. They had to be like, nope, no more event. Shut it down. Everything's done. Sport killer. That's what Dana White said. Sport killer. The level of cowardice that comes out of this man blows my fucking mind. He only fights people that he's had an ample amount of time to sit and study, regardless of whether or not they're a threat, because he is afraid. He's afraid that what might happen is that he will come in unprepared and lose. Now, I understand this. I understand. No fighter really wants to jump in the cage with a question mark. Like, I don't know. I haven't had time to prepare. But a lot of fighters will fucking do it. On very short notice. Whatever. I'm getting in. That's fine with me. I'm a warrior. I got that dog in me. I don't have that dog in me. I can barely walk. When someone tries to fight me, I pull out pepper spray. These days, especially. When I was younger, someone wanted to fight me. Okay, let's go. But now that I'm old, not so much. This is our GOAT. This is our greatest of all time. So many people standing up and being like, oh yeah, this is the one. He's not the one. I would say he's the best at playing the game. He's the best at making sure his career is unthreatened. He's not the greatest fighter. He's not the greatest warrior of all time. That's for sure. If you think he's the greatest warrior of all time, maybe we have different ideas about what a warrior is. It's certainly not a fucking coward. But that's just me. You can go ahead and type it up in the comments. You can go ahead and chat it all up in the comments right now. No, you're fucking stupid, fucking fat old man. You don't know shit we're talking about. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Bitch. You're a coward just like him. If you think that these qualities are what we think of when we think of the best, go eat ass. And not good ass. Eat the one that just went to the toilet. You cowardly fuck. Now, maybe I should harken back a little bit. Reel it in a little, as it were. There was a man in Japan hundreds of years ago. His name was Musashi Morimoto. Some of you may have heard of this man. Today, he is seen and thought of as a legendary swordsman. Without equal. And I think that's very likely true. I mean, I wasn't there. It's not like I watched every one of his fights on UFC. But I think it's very likely that Musashi Morimoto was the best of all time. But if you read the book about how he fought people, there is some stark similarities between himself and Jon Jones. Neither one of them were much for honor. Many of the opponents of this Musashi Morimoto were not even prepared to fight him at the time that the fight was starting. Musashi Morimoto was essentially bushwhacking these motherfuckers. They'd accept the fight, and then he would approach them in a moment of his convenience, when the person was a little bit flat-footed. Not a man of honor, but a man of victory, regardless of what it took. He would fight children, like young children. He would fight old men. He would spend days pissing people off. He'd show up late. He'd show up really late, just to make them mad. To get them into a position to where they weren't thinking straight. He'd fight them on boats when they didn't have good footing. And he spent time training against things that he felt had an advantage against him so that he knew how to fight them. He spent like I think like 6 or 7 months just training against spears. Because, spears have an advantage against the sword with the length. After those 6 months, he wasn't worried about no spears. He never lost a fight, as evidenced by the fact that he was able to retire and become an old man. Greatest swordsman of all time. An abject fuckhead. A real troll. Just like Jon Jones. I don't know if I consider necessarily that he may have been the greatest swordsman of all time. He just sounds like kind of a bitch. But he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't concerned about what other people were saying about it. Maybe I should rethink how I feel about Jon Jones. Jon Jones has cheated. He's poked people in their eyes purposely, kicked them in their knees. He's avoided USADA. He's a grade A cheater, man. He's a grade A cheater, and he knows he is. He knows he don't give a shit either. And we're all just sitting there. Oh, Jon Jones, he's the greatest of all time. I don't fucking think so. I don't. My greatest of all time, the man I think of when I'm just like, this is the best. This dude is like, he's shown like absolute dominance and he's awesome. Probably George St. Pierre. Maybe Demetrius Johnson. Because at least Demetrius didn't lay and pray for like the majority of his fights. Because once George St. Pierre learned how to wrestle, he was just like, well, at any point, I can always just out-wrestle literally anyone on the planet. Even Division I wrestlers and Olympians, I'll just wrestle them on the ground using my superior athleticism. What are they going to do about it? Fuck all. Not a damn thing. They can't do crap. Because I'm literally stronger, faster, and have a better body-brain connection than anybody else. I got this. That is the one thing about George St. Pierre versus Jon Jones. Jon Jones has not made all of his laurels, in the cage at the very least, off of just flopping on top of someone and holding him down because they couldn't do it. They couldn't get him off of them. He has whooped people in a variety of different ways. But there is a true GOAT out there who I think is better than all of them. I think he's better than George. I think he's better than Jon because he has the honor. He has the discipline. He's a really decent human being. It's Mighty Mouse. Demetrius Johnson. The dude has fought people in so many different freaking ways. Beaten people, flying suplex armbar. What? Who does that? Nobody except DJ. He's the real man. He's the real OG. He's the real GOAT. He was entertaining. He was dope. He was fly. He beat everybody in his division. He made it look easy. He wasn't undefeated. Being undefeated, I don't think, is necessarily an indicator of whether or not you're a GOAT. Anybody can get caught. Anybody can have a bad night. It happens to every single person. Even Jon Jones has had some bad nights where someone was whooping the crap out of him, and were it not for some shitty judging, he certainly would have lost. When he fought Dominic Reyes, everyone says it, everyone does it. Dominic Reyes whooped his ass. Alexander Gustafsson certainly got pretty close to whooping his ass. He hasn't looked immortal at all times. And yes, he did say that he went out on a coke bender before he fought Gustafsson. And when he fought him the second time, he was way more focused and decided to drill it into him. I get it. Alexander Gustafsson has a very spotty record, even outside of the Jon Jones fight. Dominic Reyes has a spotty record outside of the Jon Jones fight. But it just goes to show that at any given time, anyone can have a bad day. And I think it would have been good for Jon Jones to maybe lose a fight once or twice in a while. That way, the legacy that he's protecting, holding up the entire world with, wouldn't be so fucking important. Oh, I gotta protect my zero. I gotta protect it, which he doesn't even have because of Matt Hamill lost. What the fuck is he doing? I put it out there. The only thing more damaging to his legacy than having one more loss is the way that he's been behaving since he entered the heavyweight division. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that this lack of honor and decency, this pure cowardice that he's displaying, is anything less than a stain on his goddamn loin. Tell me. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to get the fuck up out of here. Thanks for chilling, people. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.